Hello friends, my name is George, the nice meeting gentleman. Today's video is going to be another LATTAFA fragrance from their pride line, the Ishq Al Shuyukh Gold. As usual, a quick glance at the presentation of this fragrance. It comes packaged in this black black box with golden accents. On the front you got this sort of I don't know, looks like a sword or some dagger. The name of the fragrance, Ishq Al Shuyukh Gold Edition, the bottle size 100 milliliters and the concentration EDP. On the front, on the top you got a LATTAFA logo, on the back some additional LATTAFA information. On the bottom there's nothing, at least nothing to the naked eye. If you look up closely you'll see the protection date stamped with black ink for some reason, so it's almost unreadable, but the protection date of this particular bottle is January of 2023. Once you open up the box, you're greeted with another box, this time plastic. This looks a little bit like a stand where you can put your fragrance, on your shelf. On the front you get another, again, the name of the fragrance and the name of LATTAFA. Inside there's also this little booklet that all LATTAFA Pride line fragrances comes packaged with, and this is inside. You can pretty much find all the members of the LATTAFA Pride line family. And then finally, once you open that plastic box, you're greeted with the bottle, which looks like this. As you can see, again, black bottle with golden accents. Again, on the front, that sort of a sword or dagger thing, the name of the fragrance. The gold cap, a gold painted cap that's metal, very heavy, very high quality. And the whole bottle feels very high quality in hand, and it's very, very heavy. Next, let's talk about the official note breakdown of this fragrance. I'll show you the sprayer in action, and then I'll talk about what I pick up from this fragrance. The official note breakdown is the top notes are caramel and saffron, the middle notes are tonka bean, suede, leather, and the base notes are amber, vanilla, and musk. Now, let me show you the sprayer in action. It's quite a nice sprayer, and I'll tell you what I pick up from this fragrance. Now, the only part of this fragrance that I don't really enjoy, I don't really like, is the opening. It's a bit harsh, can be a bit overwhelming for me, and I can bet that it can be a bit overwhelming for other people as well. The opening is sort of a mix of some spiciness from that saffron note. There's definitely a very sweet note from the caramel. I also pick up a touch of vanilla in the opening of this fragrance, but there's also a bit of smoky vibes, an incense note in this fragrance that mixed with all the other notes can be a bit challenging. As I said, can feel a bit harsh. Now luckily that sort of opening harshness lasts for just a few minutes. Once a few minutes pass, this fragrance starts to become sweeter and a little bit more mellow. When you enter that sort of a mid dry down of the fragrance, you're greeted with that vanilla. It starts to become take more of a front seat, and you start to pick up on that suede leather, strong note of suede leather. That suede leather note feels sort of a very velvety, very soft leather note, and as I said, a quite strong vanilla note. The more this thing starts to dry down, enters its deeper dry down, the sweeter it becomes. When you get to the sort of a deep dry down of this fragrance, the leather starts to get more of a backseat, and the tonka bean starts to become present. So on the dry down, on the deep dry down, this is like a mix of strong vanilla and tonka bean notes with a touch of leather somewhere in the background. And the whole dry down can feel a bit powdery because of that tonka bean note. So just to sum things up, the opening can be a bit harsh and challenging. It's slightly spicy, smoky, with a touch of caramel, and then the dry down is this sweet mix of vanilla, tonka bean, and some suede leather in the background. Next, let's talk about performance. In my testing and in my experience, the Ishq Al Shuyukh Gold Edition from the LATTAFA Pride line has been a very strong performing fragrance. I found this fragrance for about a month now. I've given it quite a few good wearings, and pretty much every time I get at least 9 to 10 hours, sometimes even pushing 11 to 12 hours on my skin. So it's bordering beastline performance, very strong performing fragrance. Projection is also quite strong. It's not super strong projecting fragrance, but it's a above average projecting, and projects for a nice 2 to 3 hours. So as far as the performance and projection goes, this is a very nice fragrance. Now, price wise, the all of the LATTAFA Pride line fragrances usually cost somewhere between 40 to 55 up to $60. In my particular case, I paid about 40 US dollars, or the equivalent of 40 US dollars for this fragrance. So if you can find this fragrance for somewhere between 40 to $50, I think this is a good deal. Next, versatility and who is this for? Now, when it goes to versatility and the use case scenarios for this fragrance, it's not particularly versatile fragrance because it's, as I said, it's quite a heavy on the leather and the sweetness. So I think this is the best usage for this fragrance is sort of a late fall, winter and early spring. Now, you can definitely wear it in the rest of the seasons as well, but you definitely have to be light on the number of sprays on the trigger with this fragrance because it can easily become cloying in warmer weather. Now, other than that, because of that very sweet scent profile, especially on the dry down, I think this is a perfectly unisex fragrance and can be worn without problem by both men and women. At the end, my final thoughts, my honest opinion on the Ishq Al Shuyukh Gold. I think this is a fantastic fragrance that's great for cold weather usage. It has very strong performance, very interesting sweet scent profile. Can be a bit challenging in the opening, but luckily that passes away in about 5 minutes, and after that you're left with a very nice sweet vanilla tonka bean leather mix of a fragrance with strong performance and strong projection. So guys, in today's video I showed you the Ishq Al Shuyukh Gold from the LATTAFA Pride line. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.